Some people think HOA president means queen of the neighborhood. That's exactly what Karen believed. Unfortunately for her, my grandpa, a 78-year-old veteran with the patience of a saint and the stubbornness of a tank, lived right next door. He's one of those old-school types, keeps his lawn trimmed with military precision, fixes everything himself, and treats his property like it's sacred ground. He's lived in the same lakefront home for 40 years, long before the HOA even existed. So when they expanded the community rules to include his street, he didn't join, and the county confirmed he didn't have to. Karen didn't like that. She hated that my grandpa didn't answer to her. She called him a freeloader at meetings he didn't attend, sent him letters demanding dues, and once even left a warning notice on his fence for having a non-compliant mailbox. Grandpa laughed, threw it in the fire pit, and went fishing.
But this?
This story is about the day Karen crossed a line, and learned exactly how much patience Grandpa didn't have left. It was a Saturday morning. Grandpa had gone to town to pick up supplies, leaving his garage door open while he was gone. He does that a lot. We live in a small, quiet town where everyone knows everyone. Or used to. When he returned an hour later, he found two massive trucks parked inside his garage. One was a silver F-150, the other a black Chevy Silverado. Both blocking his workbench, both sitting where his boat trailer normally sits. At first, he thought it was a mistake. Maybe a visitor parked there by accident. But then he saw the note taped to his door. "We'll move them tomorrow evening. HOA President Karen." He stood there, staring at the note, jaw clenched.
Tomorrow evening?
She'd turned his garage into her own personal parking lot. Grandpa didn't call me.
He didn't call anyone.
He just smiled that quiet, "Oh, she's done it now" smile and went to work. He walked inside, grabbed his remote, and shut the garage door. Then he locked every exit from the outside, the side door, the back entrance, everything. The garage had no windows, so once that door came down, it was dark and sealed tight. About 20 minutes later, Karen and her son came walking up the driveway, holding shopping bags and drinks like they owned the place. She froze when she saw the garage door shut.
Karen, excuse me.
"Why is the door closed?" "Grandpa, because it's my garage." "Karen, you can't lock my vehicles in there." "Grandpa, you mean the vehicles you illegally parked on private property?" Her son, probably 19, puffed out his chest.
"You can't do that.
"We'll call the police." Grandpa smiled. "Please do." And they did. They actually called the cops, screaming about vehicle theft and hostage property. When the officers arrived, they came up the driveway looking mildly annoyed. This wasn't their first HOA call. Karen rushed over, pointing wildly at Grandpa. "He locked my cars in his garage. That's illegal." Grandpa handed the officer his deed, which clearly showed his name and address. Then he handed over the note she'd left, with her signature and HOA president proudly written at the bottom. The officer looked at it, then at her, and sighed. "Ma'am, these vehicles are parked on his property." Karen snapped, "But I'm the HOA president." "Officer, this property isn't part of your HOA."
Her jaw dropped.
"That can't be right. Everyone in this neighborhood." Grandpa interrupted. "Not me. County records show this lot's exempt. Always has been." The cop turned back to her. "Ma'am, unless he invited you to park here, you're trespassing." You could have heard a pin drop. Karen's son blurted out, "But we needed the space. Our driveway's being resurfaced." Grandpa said calmly, "Sounds like a you problem." The officers gave her one last warning: remove the trucks immediately or face trespassing and illegal parking charges. Karen tried to argue, but when the cop reached for his citation pad, she folded fast.
The best part?
Her keys were in the center console, locked inside. So she had to call a tow company to unlock her own vehicles in front of half the neighborhood. Grandpa stood on his porch the whole time, sipping sweet tea, watching like it was Sunday entertainment. When the trucks were finally gone, the tow driver asked Grandpa, "You want me to leave the door up?" Grandpa chuckled. "Nah. Let's keep it down. Just in case someone thinks it's a community garage again." The story spread like wildfire. People started jokingly calling his place Fort Freedom. A week later, the HOA board held an emergency meeting. Turns out, several neighbors had been complaining about Karen's personal enforcement tactics. With video proof from Grandpa's cameras, the board voted.